Welcome back, everyone, to OpenLine, talking about anti-Semitism in the United States. Is it on the rise? A recent survey indicated Jews think it is. Many Jews think it is. Many in the general public do not see it that way. So that fascinating dichotomy, that was a recent survey. We're talking with Eric Stillman. He's the CEO of the Jewish Federation, Jewish Foundation of Nashville and Middle Tennessee. And I've appreciated our conversation, a good conversation tonight. You mentioned earlier an event that's happening in January, later in January. What is that event, and how does it fit into this, as far, possibly?
Absolutely, Ben. So that event, we're calling it No Place for Hate in Our State. And it is an opportunity. The Jewish Federation and Jewish Foundation of Nashville and Middle Tennessee is inviting the entire community to come out. We want to unite all Tennesseans. We really want to educate about anti-Semitism. What is it? Ask people to commit to refrain from any acts of anti-Semitism, any use of anti-Semitic terms or words or memes or tropes, and to speak up when they hear or see others using those terms or acting in that way. And we're inviting elected officials and business and civic and academic leaders, faith leaders. We really want the community at large to hear from leaders from important elements within our general community and to understand how they can play an active part in this process of turning the tide when it comes to anti-Semitism in our state.
We earlier heard a caller, I believe it was Stacy, who wrote that article. She talked about a statement she heard as she was getting gas or something that someone said. Do you think some statements are born out of hatred or ignorance? You know, what is behind, you know, a statement like the gas statement that she mentioned? And is that hatred, ignorance, a combination? What do you think there?
So most likely we're talking about folks who just have not had the education to know something that they're saying is anti-Semitic. Yes, it's possible. Maybe they know it and they're saying it anyway. Hopefully, though, it's just simply a lack of knowledge. And that's what we're going to really address on that gathering on January 27th, downtown Nashville at 5 p.m., is helping people to know what is anti-Semitic in terms of words and remarks and to commit not to partaking of it, not to participate in it, and to speak up when others do. And it's simple, and yet at the same time, so important.
And so I like to, this is our last segment, and I asked this toward the end of the first segment, but now we have all this other stuff that we've talked about. Just maybe I ask you to look into the future, but now let me just ask about your level of optimism. Are we, in your opinion, is this some sort of unique crossroads that we're in, or are we always in some ways at a crossroads? You know, how optimistic are you about where we are headed or where we will be, or how concerned are you about, you know, where we are right now and where we may be going?
Ben, I absolutely do have a lot of concern for the here and now, and yet I also have a lot of optimism about our country, because the United States of America is a remarkable country, and I know that there have been periods of difficulty and we've had strife between groups within our society. And I believe that we've come out of those periods in a better place than we were when we went into those periods. And I think the same thing could be true today, looking ahead. I wish I had that crystal ball and could tell you when things are going to be getting better. I can tell you when it comes to this issue around anti-Semitism, education, 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 that is the key.
Well, thank you for coming on and talking about it, and good luck on January 27th with that event. Eric Stillman, CEO of the Jewish Federation and Jewish Foundation of Nashville and Middle Tennessee. Thank you.
Appreciate it very much.
All right, we will take a break, come back, wrap everything up right after this.